Hello and welcome to Alternate Image Raid. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to discuss another Faction Wars team, the High Elves. Now this is just going to be the team that I used to clear the High Elf Crypt on stage 21. I do this team completely on auto from the beginning. There's a little bit of variation that I let myself put in. This team has worked, but this team is slower but very safe. It has not failed me before. I've also tried like this, but the key parts have been Tayrel, been Arbiter, so it is tough. Kind of got to push through to Arbiter at this point, but it's really worth it to get through to Lydia at the end of all the faction wars. Royal Huntsman here, decent for the damage, but not super important. I'd say the most important, Tayrel, Lydia, and Vergis. But since this guy was a fusion recently, Tatura Rimehide, I believe his name is, really nice to go and make sure that this is a guaranteed team. So I'm going to show you the run here. I am going to show it to you completely on auto. It's just going to play. And then afterwards, I will, well, first I'm going to hit auto. I'll show you the stats and all the team. I'll show you the AI. I won't show you the AI because there isn't any AI set up. I let him do all natural, and it goes pretty well. If you want to manual this, particularly on the wave that actually does go faster, I'll kind of point out where on the next wave that you could kind of speed things up. Even on this wave, targeting the guy who's left actually would be smarter because he reses. So taking that guy out first, manually, a little bit better. It's a time save. But this is really nice not only to get this faction completed for yourself, but if you happen to have champions like this or very similar ones, you're able to do this as a farm later on for those enchants and those crafting materials. Now on this particular one, some manual things that you could possibly do to help could be to keep your abilities saved up from the previous one so that you can stop first off that guy in the middle there from having a chance to go heal, and then even more importantly stop the man-eater from putting up his invincibility. This is going to slow down the run a lot letting this happen. It only happens like half the time on auto. Not really a big deal though. The team stays alive. It keeps going through. Before I had Tatura Rimehide on here, it did have a small chance of not being a 3-star. Somebody could die and die at the wrong timing. In here, technically somebody can die, but they will come back via Arbiter's res. Not a big deal. Just slows it down a little bit. Still nothing particularly to worry about. Before I had Tatura, one thing I would do is take it on manual and change who Vergis puts his buff on to get the heal to somebody else. It just felt a little bit safer, but as I kind of let it go, I realized it didn't really affect my success chance. It just sometimes sped up the run a little bit. But of course, manual does slow down the run because you have to take the time of the human element to actually push those buttons. So we'll see it goes through. We lost the squishiest person, never really in danger. Having somebody with high single target damage is kind of nice in the boss, but that Royal Huntsman, not important whatsoever to this team. After this also, and I show you all the stats, I'll kind of point out a couple of alternatives you could use in here that would still work pretty well. The main key, honestly, Vergis is the top guy. His ally protect, his heal, and he can't actually be killed by this team either. I think the first time I ever killed this boss, he soloed it by himself in much the same gear that he's in right now. So again, at the end of this round, I will show you that gear. Now you'll see they just kind of whittle the boss down here a little bit. Nothing much to worry about. You again could take the time to manual a little bit and make sure you got to this with your big cooldowns, your A2s and your A3s back up for all of your champions. You could attempt to put Vergis's his heal on a different champion if you're worried about their life, and that's actually a good thing to do if your gear's a little bit less, if they have less HP and you need to kind of work hard to keep them alive. That's a great way to go. But really, this is probably one of the easier faction wars to accomplish. The boss doesn't really do anything noteworthy, just the freezes and the taunts. So as long as you have a team with a decent amount of passive healing and maybe somebody with decent resist, you'll be pretty good. Of course, with this particular team, Tatura Rimehide says block debuffs, no trouble at all on this boss. And then eventually we start to get to take actual turns where our DPS get to do work. I find a lot of areas in this game, they might be a little bit slower to go, but if you run tanky teams, lots of support, 4 support, 1 DPS. It does really well for making sure the content gets cleared. It isn't the fastest way to do the content, for certain, but it does very good things for making sure that we do get through that content. You'll see Arbiter, her heal and turn meter boost is really clutch for this because everybody kind of gets whittled down. No one gets one shot. So when they do get under 50%, her heal will bring them up. If you have somebody else providing a consistent heal, that would be another alternative to not use the Arbiter here. So I'm going to let this play out, and then we will just kind of let it go for a minute, and I'll talk to you some more about it when the run is over. Okay, so we've taken down our boss, we've got our crafting material, we've got our enhancement enchantments for our weapons. You'll see on the damage that while Royal Huntsman is technically the DPS, he's not actually that much higher than Tayrel and Tatura here. Tatura, not Tatura. I keep saying Tatura, kind of like tartar sauce, but it's not. And so let me show you these particular, these champions in here. Get these ads up. Wish I could disable the ads for these videos. That'd be pretty nice. So Arbiter is, for my arena team, my speed is low when it actually comes to where I'm at. Unfortunately, that's just the way the rolls have gone. And so she had just high speed, accuracy to land her attacks, and that's the only way she is built. For focusing here, you could obviously go more damage with the speed just so she cycles through her turns, get to that healing, get to the res if necessary. Really important. Masteries, we're just going War Master for that extra damage. Now, Tatura here is on our my clan boss team, which will get shown here in the near future. We War Master for that extra damage. His speeds are locked for the speed tuning of clan boss, so they don't necessarily matter for this. He's not tuned for this. He's trying to be decent damage, decent accuracy, and that's really all that's going on. He is a defense-based champion, makes him pretty tanky on his own. I haven't really honestly updated my Royal Huntsman in a while. I could probably get a lot more damage out of him. You'll see he's kind of mediocre attack, not even full crit rate, okay crit damage. His accuracy could be higher. The champ is terrible. I mean, the champ itself is fine. My gearing on this champion is not good. I did go War Master for the extra damage. On him, that might not even be the best choice. Now again, War Master for that boss damage. Anyone you're taking the boss content, you're probably going War Master. If they're multi-hitter, you're going Giant Slayer. Just fairly consistent. Defense tree is really great for Tayrel. Tayrel is a defense-based champion. And not anything specific on the stats. I'm showing it to you just because it's good to get an idea what's going on. This is a very basic build. I have not updated Tayrel in a long time. You'll see that not every piece is even 6-star. We have a 4-star boots here. They're not 16'd. Just kind of basic. This guy, on the other hand, this guy was built, I was working on for Doom Tower. He has a lot of resist. Now this resist is really nice for a lot of areas, but particularly on this boss because he will rarely ever get frozen or taunted, which enables him to make sure he's doing his abilities consistent, and his abilities are defense. These abilities are support. High defense, okay speed, massive resist. While it's not necessary, it's going to be really great for helping him be a carry on this team. I could get even more. I actually don't know why that's not maxed out leveled. We'll have to get to that soon. And his resist is key to making sure he's going to place this. He's going to make sure one person has a continuous heal and everybody's ally protect, and this champion is increased defense. It's just a massive ability. This guy is entirely down the defense tree. He wanted the resist. Again, I was working on him for a Doom Tower thing. I didn't end up using him, but just defense, support. This guy doesn't need to do damage. He still hits okay hard because of his high defense and his scaling. But that's, I mean, clutch. If you have Vergis, use him on your team. Now I'm going to show you a couple of alternative champions, at least that I have in my roster to kind of look at here. We're going to go back into High Elves. I don't actually know why I'm going to this one. It doesn't specifically matter. So I don't have a lot of High Elves that are built up. Now if you're running another damage and you don't have a legendary, Royal Huntsman here, pretty solid for the damage, probably going to be just as good at this guy, particularly more damage on the waves maybe, and some accuracy slow low. That defense down isn't dropping as much as it should. Double Vergis. Not really a diverse roster of champs here. You see, I don't have a lot in this faction. These ones just happen to be pretty good. Now, Deliana here, I believe her name is. She'd probably also be really good on this one. Great for damage. Probably good either for Tatura or for your damage dealer. And, I mean, really, any damage dealer for Royal Huntsman. Any kind of support champ, increased defense, block debuffs. Any healer, reviver. Vergis is clutch. You just can't beat that. I think that's it for the raid. That's really all you guys probably need to know to get through this. Let me know if you don't have any of these champions, what are you struggling with? What is the hole in your team? And that's the other thing too, finding out what's killing your team, what's making it go. I just went tanky, nothing kills my team. It's pretty solid in that regard. Again, this has been an alternate image raid video. We are a spin-off of the alternate image gaming channel. Links for that in the description below. If you like this, like, subscribe, comment, particularly comment. Let me know what you want to see. What's missing from this content? What champion should I have? What champion should I be using? And what champions do you have that you're not seeing represented? Particularly if I have them, I can build them, I can show them in the content, and you can see what they're doing. So, as always, have a great day.